Hey guys, welcome to Hexes and Heroes. Today I'm going to be taking a look at the pWork mats that are available out on the market right now. And when I was deciding which mats I wanted to buy, I kind of was perusing around the internet and I came across these ones in Frontline Gaming, Game at EU, but when it came down to it, these are the ones I decided to give a shot to. And I ended up picking up the mats that were 4x3, and that's in feet. And they are all available in like tons of different sizes, and you can actually get them in cloth as well as in vinyl. So you can see here that they're actually not too shiny, and they're made out of the mouse mat sort of material. These are made in Europe, in Italy specifically. So they also roll pretty flat. You can notice here that they're fairly flat on the table. This mat in particular is called Desert Dune, and let's keep panning over a little bit here. Has a really nice pattern, and it fits well on my table because my table is really only like about 5x3, something like that. So it works out pretty good for me. Now I chose these mats because the vinyl ones were going to be a little bit too shiny for video, and I plan on doing some battle reports for Battletech and HeavyGear and Curse City and some other things. And I wanted something that didn't have a very glossy surface, and I would have preferred the cloth ones, but they were none of them were in stock, which kind of sucks because I probably would have bought cloth, because some of the negatives to these mats is the outrageous shipping that we have going on right now is that these neoprene ones, the ones that these ones are made out of, they're a little bit heavy and they're not small. You can't really roll them up into a really small package. They came in a rather large, 3 separate large boxes. And so the shipping and the weight was kind of made it so I could only get 3 instead of, I actually wanted to get about 5 of them. And I guess another thing pWork could do a little bit better would be to have some kind of Canadian reseller. I don't even know if they have one in the United States. I think on their website they had a whole bunch of them that are in Italy and in the EU probably, but there wasn't a lot for the North Americans over here, and I kind of wish there was. So there isn't too many negatives to it. They ended up coming out to probably around like, I don't know, about 35 bucks Canadian, somewhere around that. And then with the shipping and everything, I ended up getting all 3 of them for about $180 Canadian. So it ended up working out pretty good in the end. When I have terrain on here, they look pretty sharp, and the detail's quite nice. So we'll just get in a little bit closer here so you can see some of the details closer up. And now that I've done a bunch of my yapping, you can kind of get an idea of the quality of the printing on here. From what I understand, the vinyl actually will probably have the best print quality that is available, and then the neoprene and the cloth are probably on par with each other. And I think like when I step back to about this far away, it looks fantastic, and if I don't jam my face into it, the resolution, the DPI printing on the maps is quite good. So what I'll do next is I'm going to propagate the board a little bit so you can see what it'll look like with a little bit of buildings on it, and I'll also throw on the Battletech paper map that came with my Clan Wars, well, not Clan Wars, but the Clan Invasion box, so you can see a little bit of the color difference and the glossy difference between paper and these mats here. Okay, so we're going to take a look now at the comparison between the paper and the neoprene mat. And we'll just get in a little bit closer and let this focus up. And you can see the detail, and the paper map looks nice. And so does this mat here beside it. So I went with Hexless Max because mostly I'm going to be playing Alpha Strike for the channel. And these are some of the buildings I've made that I also sell in my Etsy store if anyone's interested. Links for everything will be in the description. So you can kind of see what the mat will look like with buildings that are set for Battletech scale, or I think 6mm scale. So this is roughly what it about to look like with a 4x3 mat. And next we'll jump on to one of the grassland mats, and more of a dust town, broken city sort of map. This next one is called the Valley, and it has some nice details on it. It's not as perfectly scaled to a game like Battletech. The rocks are quite big. They're probably more well suited to more like Warhammer, GW, or Infinity type scale stuff. But the details are quite nice, and we'll just kind of zoom in a little bit here and take a look at some of the rocks and some of the grass, and just do some quick panning around. I like the variation in the grass the most on this map. I think it looks really, really nice. The way they kind of blended everything together looks really, really cool. And then near the center of the 4x3 map, it's got this kind of gravel pity sort of area where you could probably lay down some buildings. It's also got another one over there. Mostly it is mostly green. If you get the big 6x4 map, you're probably going to look, there's maybe something a little bit more along that end of things, but it'll be a bit wider than this, so I imagine it would probably come out to about there, because it's a whole foot wider. But eventually I'll end up getting a bigger table and maybe a different set of mats. There are a couple other mats I'd like to get. One of them is like a Mars looking one, and there's another one that's like a apocalyptic looking cityscape sort of map, and it looks really crazy. It looks very nice. So we'll just take another quick glance here in at some of the details, maybe up near the top, just so you can see it up close. And we're going to jump on to the next one. The last one I'm going to show is called Dust Town, and I think this one is pretty suitable for kind of like a more of a beat up sort of city sort of scape, or where you can lay some buildings down, and I think it'll look pretty cool. So it's got a bit of variation. There's a bit of green on it. There's some broken cobblestones and stuff. There's also some broken rocks and things. But when buildings are down on it, it looks pretty cool. And also throw a little bit of buildings down so you can see the scale versus Battletech level stuff anyway. The one thing I wish about these is that they came with a bag. If they came with a bag that could hold them and stuff, that would be pretty cool. Because I know that you can actually get a bag from from Catalyst Games that holds their size neoprene mats, but their neoprene mats aren't big enough. Like, they're much smaller. I think they're 3x3 feet, and that's just not big enough in my opinion, even for Alpha Strike. So we'll just hop in here and take a closer look at some of the details on the map. Some broken up buildings and some rocks, and then we got a little bit of cobblestones here. We'll pan over to this bigger broken up area right there, and yeah, I generally really like this mat. It's got a lot of variation in color, difference into it between the green and a bit of the broken up rocky sort of surface, and I think it looks really sharp. The details are really nice. Everything's blended together quite good, and just overall I'm really happy with these mats. I did pay a pretty good amount just to get them here, and if pWork could put a little effort in to find a reseller where they could bulk sell them in, I think these would do really well here, and I think they're pretty suitable for just about anything, to be honest. You could play Games Workshop games, you could play Battletech, you could play HeavyGear, you could play just about anything with these things, and I think it turns out pretty good. It would be cool if we could get some Battletech scale maps that were like for city maps, where the roads are scaled to scale, because there was some maps that had roads on them and stuff that I've noticed, and none of them are 285 or 265 to 1 scale, which is what I want to play with Battletech in particular. So yeah, this is going to be the video for the mats here, and I think it's my first video in quite a while. I haven't put up videos in a long time. So excuse me if my a little bit rambly and a little bit choppy, but I'm going to be putting up a lot more videos in the future, mostly centered around mech games and Battletech, and going to be trying to have a pretty decent quality sort of lighting. Plus, I want to show off some of the models that I've created for Battletech in particular for the store. Oh, and lastly, I wanted to show this map with a little bit of terrain on it. So here we have some of the buildings in a missile silo and some of the more factorium / manufacturing plant sort of kit stuff that I've created. So you can get an idea of what it looks like with a little bit of terrain on it when it's Battletech type scale. So it comes out to be about that big. This building in particular here is about 12 centimeters tall, and these guys are more like mech size tall. So if we take something like an archer and we drop him down there, that is about how big these buildings are, comparatively speaking anyway. So on the map, like if we take a step back, you can see just about how much room is being taken up by the buildings and the mechs. All right. I'm going to thank everyone for watching again. See you guys later. Bye.